collectors and action figure fans, it's the one and only Optibotimus condition with another beautiful 4K video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the folks at Vance Hobby, we're going to be taking an early look at their new Master Builder MB-05 Flypro, which is their representation of the G1 monster bot known as Grotesque, which completes their trio of monster bot figures. Again, I do gotta give a shout out to them for actually including instructions for us, but in all honesty, if you have their Fei Long figure, you probably already know what you're doing. There are some new parts to it that do change his look, but a lot of the transformation engineering is very much the same. Now, you do get a lot of stuff with this guy, which really is cool. They include a couple additional accessories here. Flipping open the instructions so I make sure that I get it right. You get some replacement heads, bringing this over here for their MB-03. You got MB-05 here, and you got MB-02. So you get some replacement faces with some different kind of expressions, different eye colors, things like that. I really appreciate that. That's a really very nice touch that helps you appreciate those previous figures more. You also do get a whole bunch of different flame effects. Now, I didn't open these ones, but you get a total of 4 of them. One's obviously here for Flypro, then you get 2 here for, I forgot the name of their Repugnus figure. Well, you get another one for their Repugnus figure, and then you get 2 for Fei Long because he's got 2 heads. So you need kind of 2 with them. I just opened this one, but you got a little peg right here that plugs into this base section, and then you got a little tab right here. Now, bringing this around, it's a little bit tricky to get it inside a Flypro's mouth. You got to open it really wide, and because his teeth are really very long, you got a little slot section right in there. It's hard to get it in because the teeth kind of get in the way. You got to go very carefully because these are chrome plastic. You don't want to damage them or anything, so it is a little bit tricky to get these in there, but if you lift it over and kind of slide it off to the side, you can kind of get it in there like that, and you can rotate that around, and you can have that flame effect coming out of his mouth, which I think is cool. Obviously, again, like I said, you can use these with the other figures that they came out with. So again, it's a really nice added touch to include some additional accessories with him that you can use with those other figures. I really do like that. And then again, getting this out can be a little bit tricky because, like I said, you don't want to damage these teeth. And then you also do get a pair of fists for their Fei Long in case you don't like the idea of having the dragon heads for the actual hands. They include these, which I don't think is really all that necessary, but again, it's a really nice touch that for me, it goes a long way, and it's something that I really do appreciate. This really doesn't bother me that much because Double Cross had those as his hands, but it's a nice inclusion nonetheless. And then the final accessory here for Flypro is his blaster. Really nice, fairly heavy duty actually. You get a real nice appreciation for the plastic, but very simple. You just got this in a molded gray plastic, but it is sculpted very nicely. And you can come around here to the back of them, and much like that Fei Long figure, you can come around here and you got a little tab thing right, where's it at? It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe it's this one right here. I'm trying to, oh yeah, I guess it's right there. So you can just tab it right in there. So if you wanted to have his weapon attached to him, you absolutely can. That's easy to do as long as you know where to do it, because clearly I didn't. So then you just pull it out, but really nice detail on there still nonetheless. Can't really have him hold them in his little beast mode, but it is what it is. But this does look cool. Again, the Monster Bots are a very niche part of G1. They were a part of the original Japanese series, and a lot of people really love them. For me, it wasn't something that really hit too much for me in terms of my fandom, because the Japanese series basically existed after I got out of Transformers, but this is still really cool looking. And Vance Hobby does a really great job and puts a lot of very high quality into their products so far. I've been absolutely blown away with them. Looking down here at the lower section, and a lot of here, like I said, a lot of it looks, no, I don't have that, tab down there properly. A lot of it has a very similar look to Fei Long. So again, a lot of the same engineering is the same. So if you had gotten that figure, this is probably one that you're going to want as well because, you know, monster bots all stick together. But you're going to have a very familiar experience. Good color on it. I like the kind of purple that they have. I love that they got the little black color through here. I like how that actually separates that. That looks really cool. Some little blue highlights. The wings look really nice with some blue accents with some pink. Not really pink. It's, well, pinkish purple. I love the molded in thrusters here in the wings. A lot of very nice, cool paint detail, as you can see coming down here with the leg. He does have those little, not really brandings, but like little text things, like right here. You have a little bit here. You see more of them in the robot mode, obviously, but it still looks really cool. I love the contrast of colors with the darker pinkish purple and then the lighter and stuff. You got some nice black accents there. Nice color for the chest. You can see the blue coming through here with a really nice gray plastic. Really cool bluish chrome eyes. I dig that. You got the nice chrome teeth. You can open his mouth nice and wide. You got some nice chrome there for his like little tongue. And then the sculpting is really very nice. Articulation wise, obviously, get these kind of out of the way. The legs have some nice ratchet joints. You got some knees right here. These are kind of on ball joints, so you get a little bit of a pivot, and then heavy duty ratchets here in the actual feet themselves. These arms here are on swivels. They're going to be the arms in the bot mode, so you can get a lot of range of motion there. That just is carried over from the bot. You got a little bit of a swivel there. You got some hinges moving in and out. These little claws are on, they're actually on ball joints, but you don't really rotate them very much. I mean, they flex very nicely, but you're not going to get a turn, but you can see totally that they're balls. So it's kind of weird that they went with the ball joint when all they're doing is hinging forward and back, because you can't really do much. I mean, there's a little bit of play with them, but not a ton. But still really very nice. The actual head is on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit of, you can see pivot side to side. Not a ton looking left and right, but enough that you can see you can really kind of emote him, which looks good. And then he looks up and down nicely, and then obviously you could see that the jaw is articulated. Come to the wings, you got little swivels right here, and then they also have a hinge at the main section. Then you got a section right here for a hinge, and then another one right here, so you can really position these kind of any way that you want for some really cool dynamic flight poses, or even if you just kind of have them standing there. I mean, he stands pretty cool with his wings sprayed out. So for his monster mode, I'm really very happy with how it turns out. Very cool, very it's funny because the monster bots really are very much like Decepticons in their look, but they're Autobots. And I think that Fans Hobby really did nail the look for all of them, especially Flypro here. Now for the transformation, again, if you have Fei Long or if you saw my review of it, it's very similar, mostly from the like waist down here. It is still a little bit tricky to kind of do. There's not a lot of space, and this part right here I'm just kind of gonna go through because it really is almost identical from what I can really piece together. We're going to open that up like that. We're going to spread this out to the side, get this out, and then just hinge this around. You do have a little bit of clearance issue. It's very similar to, like I said, Fei Long, but just take your time, go through, and you'll be able to get it fairly easily. Come around here. We're going to then hinge this piece out and around, bringing that in, and then we're going to collapse all of this around to create the foot. Take this section, very heavy ratchet joints here, bring that up like that, and then come around here. Oh, get that down. You can bring that down just like that. Rotate that down, bring that down. There you have a leg. We're just gonna fiddle with that and play with that later on, get that more positioned. Again, just lift this, fold that, kind of hinge this out, bring this out, and again, just be careful clearance issue wise, get all that stuff out of the way, and then bring that down. And then take this, hinge this around, bring that in, fold that down, bring that down, get that push a little there, and then fold this up. Again, heavy duty ratchet joints on that. Get that kind of up there, pull that down, and this is all just now flopped all over the place, so just play with that. And then you want to rotate this around and keep that around like that, and then make sure you hinge this all the way forward for his feet. Keep that off to the side. You can take this, rotate that down, just like that. And there you have his legs. Again, very similar process. But I mean, it's a very simple transformation and it's effective. You just do have to, like I said, be a little bit careful when you're going through because there isn't a ton of space when you're rotating his legs. Then you come around here to the arms. You just bring these down. These wings, you can kind of really position those however you want. Take this section, fold this back, and then you just kind of bring this down. This is going to just hinge there. You can bring these wings however you really want to position them. I just like folding them in like that. And obviously there's his head. I really like what they did here for the actual hands here. So what you want to do, fold these and then they hinge up like that and then lock in. Kind of rotate that around. Then open this. This does get very stiff right here. So pull that, there we go, just like that, and then swivel this around like so, and then collapse that back in. Make sure you push this all the way up. This will actually tab into place, so when you bring this up, it does kind of lock there, and then just kind of put those pieces right there along the back section, rotate that, and that creates his arm. So I like that. It's very simple and it's effective. So bring that out. Again, lock that into place, pull that up, rotate that around, bring that back down. You do have the palms up, so rotate those around to keep them in the proper position. And then when you're done, there you have Flypro in his robot mode. And again, Vance Hobby has done an amazing job of recreating grotesque, however you want to name them. Their Flypro figure turned out terrific. Now, the aesthetic is a little bit different than what some people may like. All their monster bots have a very big, bulky presence to them, which honestly, though, for me, I really do like. The reasoning behind it is because the clunkiness and the bulk stands out than from what we have in terms of the other parties that have done masterpiece kind of figures. This is unique and I like it. As you can see, a lot of those same colors come through. You get a little bit more white with like the shoulder, the head, the crotch plate, the waist area, but terrific paint detail. Again, you can see that the gun holds in very, very nicely. I love how they use a little tiny kind of rail system here that slots in to the back of the fist. That holds it in there very nicely. I just love the way they do that. It gives it a very secure, heavy feel to it. But I mean, you can see that there are a lot of similarities between him and obviously Fei Long. They share a very similar design and obviously share some same parts and everything, but it does still look really cool nonetheless. One thing that is very subtle that I actually like, and I should have pointed this out more when I transformed it, when you rotate the head back, I like that this actually has like a spring section that comes down and you can see that now you got a giant hole, but when you push it back, it brings that up, filling in that gap. I like that. It's very simple and subtle. But just really something about this, I think it's the color, honestly. I love the color choice here. You got a lot of really nice accents throughout the entire thing. Like I was showing you, you got like those kind of text marks right here that don't really say anything, but you have them like here on the forearm, you have a couple here on the chest, some on the shoulder, down here on the knees. They don't say anything, like I said, but it's still there and you can see it. And like I said, all those other paint details that you have in his beast mode do come out very nicely here. Like, for example, I'll get that down there. For example, like you got the little blue that kind of highlights here on the inside. You got a lot of those little different colors, like with the claws here and such. You got the little black bits right there. I love that they have this section of the tail that's actually a different color, and then you got some nice molded detail on the inside there. Just overall, I guess I can close his jaw. Just overall, a really cool looking figure. Very nice presence, very massive and bulky, and I think that if you like the monster bots, this is definitely a worthy addition to your collection. Now, I also really do like his face. I want to come in close on that to get a real good look at it. The face has a uniqueness to it that, again, I talked about this before, that, the monster bots, while they're Autobots, have kind of like this Decepticon kind of vibe, and the face here really has it as well, but it works perfectly for him. I also like very nice white helmet, but you also have a little bit of a gray in the ear area here. That's kind of hard to come across because I know very bright lights and such, but great detail on there. And then again, you can see like the little kind of sort of text there that really doesn't say anything, but there's something there. Again, great molded detail in the chest, nice paint. I like the blue. You got the lighter blue with some kind of black separating there. You got the white kind of highlights. The abdomen area looks really nice. Overall, just again, a very quality piece that the colors just are very, very gorgeous. I love the way that they pop because I don't really have anything else here to compare it to. Here he is, and then here's the Voyager class Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction. I'm sorry, The Last Night, I should say. So you can see that, yeah, these guys get really large. Now, first articulation, the head here is on a ball joint. You get a pretty good range of motion looking up and down with it. It also looks left and right good, and then you can see you got a little bit of pivot side to side. The wings here do kind of get in the way of the arm rotation, so you just want to move them back depending on how far you have that up. But you also have a little bit of a butterfly joint, which is nice, so you can rotate that, and then there's wings. So again, if you angle that back, you'll get a full 360 degrees. It just depends on how you have the wings positioned. They also do have ratchet joints moving in and out. They move at another joint at the shoulder, so you got a bunch of different range or articulation points right there for the shoulder, which is nice. Nice heavy duty swivel here at the bicep, bends here at the elbow. Obviously you can hear ratchet joints there. Oh, this slid down. Keep that up there. Okay, you got a rotation here at the actual wrist. The fingers here, the main knuckle here has two joints that you can articulate at. Nothing at the thumb, but you got the two joints right there, and then the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky are all fused together, but you do have one flex point there at the main set of the knuckles. Come down here to the waist, get that out of the way. He does rotate at the waist on a nice friction joint. These little pieces move forward, and you can move these forward and back, in and out. They also rotate at the thigh, bend here at the knee, and then you come down to the ankle, and there's some play in that as well because, like I said, that bit right there is actually on a ball joint, so you can get a pretty wide stance if you want to. Let's see, going pretty crazy with it. That the ratchet joints are strong, but keeping both feet here on the ground, you're basically gonna get like that, but you can actually spread it out a little bit more because of how strong those ratchet joints, but the feet actually aren't on the bottom. So very sturdy figure and well balanced. It does have a little bit of back heaviness, but if you have things positioned properly in the ankles, in the ankles and the hips, I should say here, you can get him to balance fairly good. But you can see when you don't, he does have a tendency to lean back. But if you get him angled proper, get the ankles, make sure that those are positioned properly up towards the front, so you're getting the proper range of motion with it, or the proper weight distribution with it. You can see that you can get him to stand pretty decently. Angling the legs does help a little bit, but you do get a fairly sturdy stance with him. I'm fighting with the arm here, get that rotated around. So overall, really good articulation in the figure, very par for the course with Fans Hobbies, but very, very good nonetheless. You're basically going to be able to pull off all the major poses and create some really cool looks for this guy. All in all, though, I'm really happy with how these are turning out. The quality on the plastic is top notch. I love the fact that they do have die cast. A lot of it is here in the feet, which gives it a very heavy duty, sturdy feel. Like I said, that combined with the plastic quality gives a very good quality feel to the overall figure. The paint applications are terrific on it. There have been some complaints about the simple nature of it. I have zero problem, honestly, with the simplified nature that Fans Hobbies is going with. There are a lot of other companies that are going very complex with their Transformers and masterpiece style figures. So it's very refreshing to have a simple approach to it. Simple can work, and Fans Hobby has nailed that. So, all that being said, if Flypro here is a figure that you'd like to add to your collection, it will be hitting various online retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store fairly soon. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, to keep it simple, all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Fans Hobby figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please hit that thumbs up button. It goes a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you'll get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you'll never miss out on a future review of mine. Or if you're already subscribed, do me a real quick favor and click on that little bell right below this video, and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. And as always, until next time, till all are one.